Hello everyone, welcome to Akiba TCG, and today's tech profile will be featuring on Phantom Blaster Shadow Paladin deck profile. Kudos to my friend Ryan Kai who inspired me to play this deck, and one word of advice is that this deck is extremely volatile and it has a high risk, high return rate. And if you are looking for consistency, I would suggest you not to play this deck because it's more advisable for seasoned players and players who like to win. And this deck is not really that fun, but it's quite competitive, but it will tends to get very tricky at times and hard to use. But so let's get right into it. First off, the starting Vanguard, I'll be running Creeping Darkwood. Creeping Darkwood skill is Forerunner, and the second skill is Card Blast 1, put this unit into the soul, and search your deck for, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and choose one Shadow Paladin Grade 3 unit and add it to your hand, and the rest shuffle your deck. So, one copy, because it's a break right focusing deck, so Grade 3 Searcher will be the best choice for me. Next off will be the main boss of the deck, will be 4 Phantom Blaster Abyss. As I mentioned in the previous video, it's one of the best resender in the game right now, and it has the skill with on the turn you perform Legion, this unit gains a restand ability by Card Blast 2, sacrificing 3 Revenger, and after this unit attacks the Vanguard, you may pay the cost and then restand this unit. And then, so if you have the third skill is if you have the same unit in the center column. If you have a unit in the center column, this unit gains plus 2k. So 4 copy. Next off, the main starlight of the deck, the main highlight of the deck will be 4 Phantom Blaster Dragon. The skill is when a Shadow Paladin Grade 3 right on this unit, near break 4, you may pay the cost of Soul Blast 3 and that unit gains 10,000 and a skill. The skill is when this unit attacks, you may pay the cost of sacrificing 3 rear guards, and if you do, draw 2 and unflip 3, and then your opponent cannot call any grade 1 or above units to the Guardian Circle. Basically, it's a Glory Maelstrom. On the turn, you break right and you pay the cost of sacrificing 3. Do note that Soul Blasting 3 is the break right cost, and gaining the skill is paying the cost of, and gaining the Glory skill is paying the cost of 3, sacrificing 3 rear guards. Yeah. So yeah, the second skill is when this unit rides on the Vanguard Circle, appear on the Vanguard Circle, you may sacrifice 1 unit that is existing in play and search your deck for any 1 card with Blaster in the name and add it to your hand, so which is pretty good. And it allows you to strike, so 4 pieces. Now moving on to the grade 2 will be 4 of the Blaster Dart Revenger Abyss. Skill is when this unit appears on the rearguard circle, you may Card Blast 1, and if you have a Revenger Vanguard, you may choose one of your opponent grade 1 or less unit and retire it, which is pretty good. And then next off will be 3 Revenger mana. Will be when this unit appears to the Vanguard or rearguard circle, you may search your deck for 1 Shadow Paladin Revenger grade 1 or less unit and superior core it behind it, that's in the same column, and then at the end of your turn, return that superior core unit back to the bottom of the deck. So yeah, 3 copy. And then 1 of the mark card, which is when this unit is in play and when you perform Legion, and you may search your deck for, you may superior core 1 grade 1 or less Revenger unit from your deck and as rest to your rearguard circle, which is pretty important for allows you to feel 3+1. And then 3 of the Dark Knight Maiden Matcha, which is quite important from Legend deck, and because you will be needing a lot of rearguards to retire because solely on PBA and PBD, so you will need her to call out your Charon for tributes. So the skill is GB1. When this unit attack the Vanguard and is boosted, you may pay the cost of Counterblast 1. If you do, search your deck for one Grade 1 unit and Superior Coil to Rearguard Circle as stand. So yeah. And then moving on to Grade 1, I'll be playing 4 of the Revenger Perfect Guard. There's no need to play Flipper Nows in this build because riding when you're sitting on Phantom Blaster Dragon, you already have the options of unflipping. So playing 4 Revenger Perfect Guard will be perfectly fine, as you will need a lot of Revenger units, as this deck plays very restricted amount of Revenger units for tribute. So yeah. And then we'll be going on to 4 Charon. Charon, the first skill is when this unit appears to the rearguard circle, you may show a Grade 3 in your hand and search your deck for 1 Blaster Dark Diablo. You may search your deck for 1 Blaster Dark, it doesn't say Blaster Dark Diablo, and add it to your hand. Blaster Dark with Grade 3 in the name, basically in the game right now is only Blaster Dark Diablo, and show it to your opponent, and if you do, choose 1 card from your hand and discard it. The second skill is when this unit is in the rearguard circle and when this unit is being retired by your own effects, and this card can be, if you have a Blaster Vanguard which is Grade 3 and above, this unit is treated as 2 units instead of 1. So basically when you're sacrificing 3, when you are needed to sacrifice 3 units, this card is treated as 2, so you only sacrifice 2, so which is pretty good, and it's very, very essential for the deck to combo with PVD. And then next off will be 1 of the Darkborn Trumpeter, which is GB1 Soul Blast 1, and when this unit appears to the rearguard circle, you may pay the cost. If you have a Blaster Vanguard, search your deck for any 1 Shadow Paladin unit, Grade 1 or less, and superior call it to the rearguard circle. And do know that you need also a Blaster Vanguard, yeah, and the only downside is that you cannot superior call the same copy of itself. It means that the clone you cannot superior call. And then moving on to the next Grade 1 will be 3 of the Rakia, which is whenever a Shadow Paladin whenever a Grade 0 Shadow Paladin is placed on the rearguard circle, and if you have a Revenger Vanguard, this unit gains plus 3k, so which is pretty important as it helps you to fix your numbers with when you are superior coil with mana, because when you superior coil with mana, it will only be 15k, and if you call a trigger, it will be 18k line. So, and if you call 2 triggers, will be 21k, which is pretty good. And then we play 1 of the Revenger Darkborn Trumpeter, which is Counterblast 1. When this unit appears on the Vanguard or rearguard circle, you may search your deck for up to 1 Shadow Paladin unit, and if you have a Shadow Paladin Vanguard, you may search your deck for 1 Revenger Grade 0 unit and superior coil to rest, which is pretty important as this deck has no Counterblast problem, so 1 copy. And then we'll play 1 extra starter in the deck, which is Judge Bao Revenger, as both of your Grade 3 will have Phantom in the name, so which is pretty important, as the turn you break right Phantom Blaster based on Phantom Blaster Dragon, and if you have a Judge Bao boosted, that will be your key winning to the game, because it will pressure opponent to guard, or else it allows you to gain a hand size of +4, which is pretty devastating, and both your Vanguard attacks with PBA will be glory instead. I will show you how you do it later. And the skill is when this unit boosts a Grade 3 Phantom unit, and if the attack hits, you may pay the cost of Counterblast 1, put this unit back into the deck, put this unit into the soul, and you may search your deck for up to 2 Shadow Paladin grade 1 or less unit, and superior coil to your Guardian Circle as rest position. Then shuffle your deck. And then for triggers, I'll be running 7 criticals, 7 crit, which is 7 Revenger crit, and then 2 Revenger draw, 3 Howl Owl from the Legend deck, which is put this unit into the soul and choose one of your unit in play plus 3k. This unit, this trigger is important because it helps you to fix your soul problem just in case you wanted to break right with PBD, and if you miss your equipping Dark Gold by paying the cost of entering the soul and searching for grade 3, and after you use Aura Geyser Dragon, and then 4 heal. So yeah. Now moving on to Strike Zone, will be the generic boss of the strike, which is 4 of the Phantom Blaster Diablo, which is once per turn, you may Counterblast 1, G Persona flip, and if your G zone has 2 face out and above, this unit gains plus 10,000 and a crit. And then a skill. The skill is when this unit attack, you may sacrifice 3 rearguards, and if you do, your opponent must retire 2 units in play, or else they cannot call any units to the Guardian Circle, which is pretty important, and as it's restrict guard and it serves as a pressure unit, and it's one of your finisher. And then next off will be 2 Aura Geyser Dragon, which is when this unit attacks, you may Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, G Persona flip itself, and sacrifice 2 units in play, 2 of your rearguards, and if you do, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, and for each reveal that is grade 1 or less, this unit plus 5k, and then only you proceed to your trigger check, which is pretty important to allows you to free +1 with Charon, as it's neutralized the tribute. And then I'll be playing 1 of the Revenger Dreadruler Revenant. This card is here mainly is because when you're sitting on PBD, you need a Revenger Vanguard if you wanted to retire opponent's starter or any annoying grade 1 with Blaster Dark Revenger, so you need a Revenger unit. So this strike will help you fix that, and also this card can allow you to superior call your Judge Bow for combo plays, and also the cost is once per turn, you may choose 1 of your Revenger unit in play and retire it. If you do, search your deck for 1 grade 1 or less Revenger unit to your rearguard circle at stand position, and that unit gain plus 3k, which is pretty good. And then I'll be playing 1 copy of the Blizzard. Blizzard is important because if you were to face Shadow Mirror matches, for this deck I find that this is a good tech card, because after you finish using your Phantom Blaster Diablo, and this card will serve as one of your backup finisher, because in the mirror you won't be taking risky play by sacrificing a rearguard, or else it will cost you the game by getting Diablo by opponent. So 1 Blizzard after you flipping so many G units, which is pretty good number, pretty huge number. So now moving on to the strategy, why is the perfect combo will be basically on the turn you break right, you will have a field normally of let's say you have a field like that, and if you have the turn you break right, and you are at 4 damage, so after you break right, you attack with this, and then you attack with all your rearguard columns, and then after that you swing with your Vanguard with boosted by Judge Bow, and then you pay the cost of sacrificing 2 for PBD skill, and then since Charon is treated as 2 rearguards, so you are able to unflip 3 damage, and then draw 2 cards, which is pretty good. And if this attack opponent doesn't guard, it will be very painful for him to guard later on, as because this attack is glory and the second attack will also be glory. So if the attack does hit, so you can put this into your solo counterblast 1. You can search your deck for 2 rearguards, which is you call 1 more Revenger so that you have 3 in play, and call 1 more Charon. As normally how you get the other units in play is because via one of the Trumpeter, which is let's say if you were to call with this Trumpeter from Legend deck, you can Soul Blast 1 and you can superior call 1 more Revenger units to allow you to sacrifice via Phantom Blaster Abyss, or else you can superior call 1 Revenger upon Trumpeter and superior call 1 trigger from your deck, which is Revenger. So after you fill up your field again via Judge Bow, you pay the cost of PBA by Counter Blasting 2, sacrifice 3 Revenger units, and then restand this unit. And after that, you swing it again with PBD, skill activated by sacrificing 3 units, unflip 3, and draw 2. So this combo is pretty well known and is pretty widely used in my locals and in Malaysia. So do it at your own risk. And yeah, that's all for this Phantom Blaster deck profile, and hope you like it. Do subscribe and like this channel for more future updates. Thank you.